As fans of Halloween know, Michael can get very surreal with some of his art exhibitions. Those are qualities of his that I've always admired.
Everything is really, really heightened in Halloween Kills.
There's blood and knives.
It starts at about 100% and it goes to about 500%.
It's a maelstrom of violence and fear.
There's a huge body count in this movie.
Michael Myers eviscerates everybody.
I feel at the beginning of the day, I've got so many ideas and shot lists and storyboards and all these great plans. And by the end of the day, I'm just trying to survive.
Marcus, I think it's important that you keep an eye out and look, is he there, is he here? Like, where could he be is important.
We're constantly being challenged by all these other creative voices to see if we can beat things and just elevate it.
For David, his crew on a movie like this is crucial.
All right, picture, here we go.
The core of that crew, it's our first AD, Attila, Michael Simmons, our DP, Ronit, our script supervisor, and David is there and going, this is my vision, this is what I want to get for the day.
We have Tommy Doyle, he smacked the car.
I feel like every set needs an Attila. I've never met an energy like his.
Attila is there to keep this machine that we have moving so smoothly.
So that was great. Let's go back to one. That's no bueno. Woo! Let's do this!
Mike Simmons wants to make sure the story is being told to the best of their ability.
Mike, whose idea was this, yours or David's?
It was my idea.
Michael is often coming up with shots and saying, well, I think we should be doing this. And it's not like David is saying, like, this is the shot.
Let's check the eyeline for the eye camera.
I am so in love with Ronit. I love her so much.
Ronit is making sure continuity is in check.
If you look at her notebook, she's taking notes on every single little thing.
She puts up with no bullshit at all.
It all trickles down from David.
If there's not a movement, a progression to the lights, then maybe it should all just start to happen.
A lot of these guys have worked with David for 20 years, I guess, when they went to film school together. And that says a lot.
You don't feel like a puppet or a technician. You're creating to the larger piece of work.
I like it.
The way that David allows Michael and allows Attila and allows Ronit voice.
He will listen and he will take what fits into his vision.
It's kind of like the best idea wins, and there's really no ego involved.
The entire group of people, actors, director, and crew, made this movie, and none of it you can do without them.
Again, give us 3 in a row.
Get back to kill game!
Now one very soft.
This is their movie, very much their movie.
Do you get sad when you have to kill cast members off?
Depends on who we're killing. All right, this looks good. Let's do it.
There are so many kills I can't even, you're gonna have to remind me of them.
Action!
Well, when we first started the creative process of murdering people,
Thinking of creative way to murder somebody is never the happiest process. How do you kill somebody thing without feeling like a real asshole?
We're seeing more on-camera deaths and more response to deaths, the aftermath.
Sometimes you want to see the gross-out gore gag and have the audience scream. Other times you want to be very implied and impressionistic about it.
You know, what's a nice kill? What's an interesting kill? What's a unique kill? And then, how do we do it? Can we just see everyone in their approximate positions for now?
Okay, and then open it up a little there with those guys.
What would happen if I said roll sound? We would make a movie. And picture.
The idea is that we've got probably 4 hours of prime inferno, but we only have one house, so if we don't get it, we're fucked.
Is that as crazy as that can go?
Whatever they're doing is a waste of time. Let's bring everybody in.
The artistry of the fireman deaths is beautiful.
So, Paul, you'll be right here on this lens.
That close-up shot was so fucking awesome of you emerging in the close. Then I go wide for the boom.
A lot of it's going to be in silhouette. It's going to be impressionistic violence.
There's gonna be a blood splurt. Do what you want with that information.
It's definitely a new thing for Michael to be taking down 10, 12 people.
How much of the house will be on flames when that's happening?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, it's going to be a weird night.
It was a stressful day because there was just a lot of pieces adding up.
So Attila, longer lens. We're gonna need everyone to bugger up that way.
Like, this house is not going to catch on fire by the time the sun comes up over the horizon. And I turn around, and then I hear a bigger whoosh, and this whole house is like ablaze. The house, within like an hour, hour 10, was down to the ground. And we're all just stepping in muck and blood and body parts. It was hilarious. By the end of the night, everybody was just super pumped.
Cut.
Beautiful.
That is locked. We are cut.
Phil and Sandra have a house that's near Laurie Strode's. Of course, they are on the path of Michael Myers.
The fuck was that?
This is tráilers.
We see him get his head smashed here.
He grabs me, and pins me, boom, boom. That's fucking perfect.
Hey, Mark.
Call the cops!
Two very intense kills.
Grab your neck with your hand.
He said, hey man, come on down to fucking Carolina. It's warm. You'll have fun.
That was amazing.
Oh, I came up with the idea of stabbing her in the neck with the fluorescent light bulb.
You're armed and he's not, and you don't, and it's a little curious that he's going for the light bulb.
Utilizing things that are in your home or things that you have access to, and then trying to imagine, like, well, what if someone just pulled that fluorescent tube out and jammed this down your throat? It's like, yeah, that would suck.
You know, just make a big old opera out of it.
I was like, that'd be cool, right? And David's like, yeah, that'd be really great. Let's do that. And then when we were doing it, I was like, wow, this is harder than I thought.
It takes precision to pull those gags off.
There's the artistry, and then there's the mechanical side of it, which is getting blood to plump through and flow and explode the way you want it, the texture of the blood, etc.
So we had this, you know, full prosthetic appliance with bladders underneath it and fluorescent light bulbs out of plastic that retracted, that had a little gun shooting thing in it.
Just a slight bit lower.
Go lower. I'm going to do a countdown. And that is the cue for the actual stabbing for your blood gag. Roll sound. Roll. Stab.
There's a pretty amazing sequence at a playground. Sure to be very bloody.
Hey, Mark.
What the hell is that?
It's Michael.
When I first heard the idea that David wanted to bring back Nurse Marion, I was like, yeah, that's natural. We should just do that.
Hey, Michael. This is for Dr. Loomis.
She gets stabbed to death. Over and over and over and...
Cut. One more time.
3, 2, 1, bang. That was great.
One of the kills that gets me the most is Vanessa's untimely demise, when she tries to come at Michael Myers with a gun, and then he turns the tables on her quickly.
First shot hits the headlight, second shot hits the hood, bang. Third shot skips off the roof.
Everyone's apologizing every die. Like, I'm so sorry you guys died. Like, man, I'd rather die by Michael Myers than anybody else.
It's shocking and effective.
You're always trying to one-up each other. So, you know, the script will say, and Marcus gets stabbed in the face. Well, that's pretty vague, right? Let's be more specific. Okay, how about we stab him in the mouth and it comes out of the back of his head? No, let's not do that, but how about we do that? And then it evolves. As opposed to just doing a fake head, we did a really cool appliance with like a half blade sticking out, blood tubes, everything. It was a really elaborate makeup. Very carefully. Watch your face. We did a reverse kind of gag, shot parts of it in reverse.
Yay!
So we went back and used a lot of old-fashioned tricks.
When we were filming it, it was almost just for our own sick pleasure and entertainment. Honestly, never intending to put it in the movie. But then when we tested it for an audience, we just heard the screams and we just thought it was too delicious not to include.
Can we straighten out Shape's wrist?
That's part of the whole fucking problem with fucking angle.
I want to get high and dance.
I was just trying to think of who would be unexpected, surprising.
We're in kind of our own little world.
Did someone just go to our house?
Characters that would be fun to watch. So it wasn't just oppressive melancholy.
I got this knife. I got this knife.
They do a zone defense.
Yeah, they zone it up. Field upstairs, downstairs, 2-3 zone.
Little John?
Big John. Big John!
Everybody okay? No, it's good.
He went down.
That's fucking terrifying. I'm not gonna look at that. I did it.
We kill Big John. We were just going to reveal him and find him dead, but we're actually shooting a thing where this Shape's going to come up and gouge his eyes out and shove his fingers in through his eyes into his brain and kill him, so that's cool.
I hope we're showing something that's gonna stay in someone's head.
It's got a high body count.
The blood and the guts and the killing.
I always thought Michael Myers was flesh and blood.
This movie is savage. It's bedlam.
The more he kills, the more he transcends into something else.
Laurie Strode, in my mind, is always the centerpiece of the Halloween franchise.
For Laurie, her journey was complete. She gave it all, her heart, her soul, her blood.
You saw the final girl finally face her fear of 40 years.
But in order to continue the story, she has transferred the passion, the fierceness into her daughter and her granddaughter, with Laurie in the center of it, wondering what the fuck happened. You and Allison should not have to keep running.
You'll always be with us. Karen and Allison just went through this horrific thing where they lost so many people that they love. And on top of that, there's a certain level of guilt and shame for not believing Laurie from the start.
We all go through this process, but it's really, I just have to always remind myself, it's been like 2 hours. I kept saying to David Gordon Green, like, I've never had to play so many things at once, like ever. This fear, this loss, grief.
People always like, why do bad things happen to good people? And this is kind of a situation where what do good people do when bad things happen to them?
We fight. We always fight.
It's the same night. Like, my husband is dead and my mom is dying and my daughter's now missing, but the guy's still out there.
We shot him in the face, burned him alive.
A lifetime of preparation, and for what?
Karen, she's the voice of reason. She's the audience. She's us. She's practical, trying to navigate a heightened situation.
The three of us all together cannot stop Michael Myers.
We're not equipped. There are authorities who are trained looking for him. You think you're the one that's gonna find him?
The relationships between parents and their offspring, you often see the yin and yang, the butting of heads.
Laurie's turned her daughter and her granddaughter into warriors. They now believe her. They now are on the same path that she is.
A lot of the paranoia that they thought Laurie had is real.
Allison is an amalgamation of like both of those women. She has that sensitivity and understanding that Karen has, but she has that strength and survivor mentality that Laurie has.
He creeps, he kills, he goes home.
And that's where we're going. You watch her take matters into her own hands and goes after him. She's brave and courageous, and this one real badass.
Gotcha.
Judy and Andy are so good at dialing through those ranges of emotion.
She is putting on a masterclass of acting in this.
Michael Myers has haunted this town for 40 years. Tonight we hunt him down.
Andy, I think it was super exciting for her to take up knife and gun and hunt Michael Myers.
She's definitely related to Laurie.
And I think that's what the fans wanted to see after 2018, too. I think they were looking for a torch pass.
I like to think of the Strode women like action heroes, driven, prepared for anything, and they're really tough.
Both these women are fighters, and so I think it kind of engages something in both of them, the strength that was always there.
Halloween was one of the first films I remember watching and feeling very like emancipated, like, wow, mom and dad aren't home, man, this is cool.
That's it. That's where it happened.
This is another layer of this storytelling, of this origin story. They go back and show what happened that night.
We're filling in some of the blanks about how our original Halloween kind of differs from the ending of Carpenter's original.
He murdered 3 teenagers down the street.
This film goes back to 1978. We see the capture of Michael Myers and how that went down.
In Carpenter's version is obviously he goes off of the balcony and then escapes. Our version, Michael is captured.
There was a moment where Loomis was set to execute Michael on the side of the crime scene, and Hawkins got in the way of that.
It shows the depth of the dive here. This is a deep dive.
The 1978 footage was at first incredibly stressful, but then as we started to see all the puzzle pieces come into place, there were no worries about it whatsoever.
We're in stage 10 in Wilmington, surrounded by Lambkin Lane.
This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this.
You walk into set every day and feel a little nostalgic and terrified that you're walking into Michael Myers' house.
Walking on the set of like the exact replica of where Michael Myers' house was, it's awesome.
This film is written around the house, and it's written around the history of the house.
Okay, let me see a 32.
It does take a team and discussions and debate about how to go about this. For a while, we were going to rebuild his house in a neighborhood, but then I was just thinking, we're going to be shooting all night, every night in someone's neighborhood. Very aggressive, violent, screaming scenes. I don't think that's going to go over well.
We decided to put real grass and in some case real trees in this place. Because of that, we've got like wildlife in here.
To see the research go in and the attention to detail, it's awesome.
I enjoy even what could be the boring part, which is just copying what already exists. I mean, there's this tree in the original film that looks completely fake. We hired this awesome sculptor who knew what the tree was and found pictures of it and sculpted this tree to look just like it.
Haddonfield Sheriff's Department, stop right there!
Make it like someone just jumped out of the car and pops up.
It felt pretty good.
We recreated some 1978 cops and made the choice to match exactly to the original movie. The tan pants with the brown stripes, and they have the green satin bomber jackets with the fur. Just a matter of getting a lot more and making the fit right so that the pants had a little bit of a 70s flair to them.
We get to see Donald Pleasance in this film, kind of.
When I knew they were going to bring him back, I was most curious.
Officer Hawkins, did Michael kill again?
Get your energy, get your energy, get your energy.
So we had this guy, Tom Jones, who's like our set construction guy. The second we walked on set, we said this guy looks like Loomis.
Here we are talking about, do we enlist the latest and greatest computer technologies to bring our character back to life when we've got him standing on the other side of the studio, going through blueprints and readying the set to be built?
That is your eye line. Can we clear the eye line behind there?
Holy shit, that looks just like him.
And then Chris Nelson knocked it out of the park.
My biggest fear was that once the makeup was on, he would look less like Donald Pleasance than when he did beforehand.
Michael, stop!
Louder.
Michael, stop!
As loud as you got.
Michael, stop!
Fans love Dr. Loomis. I love Dr. Loomis. He's the Ahab chasing Michael Myers.
It's funny what people attach to. Dr. Loomis, that quandary is everybody's quandary. You know, do you study him? Do you try to rehabilitate him?
It's him. It's Michael Myers.
Another facet of 1978 is doing the 78 mask.
It's built the same way. It's sculpted and fabricated and poured just like an old-fashioned latex Halloween mask. For 40 years, we've been dissecting this mask. There's hundreds of details that go into recreating it. There's a little air bubble in the corner of the mouth. There's the way the eyes are shaded on the inside but not the outside. There's the way there's dirt on the nose. Swirls of matted hair that point a certain way. If you look, all those swirls are there. Even some people were like, Chris, there's like a piece of hair swirl sticking up there. Could you mat that down? I'm like, oh, no. That has to be there. If it's not there, it's not the 78 shape.
And then Michael Simmons is trying to make the footage look like 1978 footage.
Hopefully you feel like it could be edited into the original movie. I just kind of went for the lighting style. I'm using more hard lights, more direct lights, classic keys, less backlights, and then I'll tweak it on color correction and find a live grain solution.
It feels like Halloween. It feels like it is a missing piece of this story that we hadn't seen before.
He used to stare out the window.
You can tap into the past. You can recreate things from the past.
Maybe he wasn't looking out. Maybe he was looking in. At his reflection, at himself.